Hello everyone, I'm Hamoon from Chemical and Biological Engineering Department at Iowa State University. Today I'm going to talk about the Process Analytical Technology PAT for biomanufacturing. Let's start with an interesting example. Suppose you are in a car market and you're going to choose an appropriate car with high quality. Which characteristics do you think about? You may say, I'm looking for a highly user-friendly car that I feel more comfortable during driving. You may consider higher safety as higher quality. You may think about consuming less fuel and being more environmentally friendly as the main criteria of having higher quality. Well, you can talk to other customers, you can surf on the internet, even you may have this chance to try that car for a short while to see if it has your desired quality or not. But now, suppose you are looking for a pharmaceutical product. How can you recognize quality for a pharmaceutical product? Can you try it? Is talking to other customers or surfing on the internet can be useful enough for you? Of course not. Nowadays, bunch of pharmaceutical products are made through living organisms, like antibodies. It's because they are more efficient, they are more compatible with our body, and they have less side effects. It seems that these bio-based pharmaceutical products make quality assessment much more difficult for us. But actually, it's a common challenge in biomanufacturing. Biomanufacturing is any kind of manufacturing using living organisms like microorganisms, animal cells, or plant cells. Sometimes we just grow up a living organism and utilize its product. But sometimes we have to change that living organism. For example, change its genes to create some new characteristics to be able to produce our desired product. If you want to get more familiar with a simplified biomanufacturing process, it begins with cultivation. We cultivate a living organism, then we harvest it, after that try to separate our desired components from that living organism, and then make it pure. Finally, we pack our product. Now it's ready to use. But the question is still in mind that how can we assess the quality for a bio-based product? The answer is Process Analytical Technology, PAT. And based on the definition presented by Food and Drug Administration, PAT is a mechanism that helps us to evaluate and control the product quality based on the production process. So PAT has 3 steps. First, we should try to find some parameters related to our product quality and measure them. After that, we should try to understand our process thoroughly and find some parameters that connect our process to our product quality. And finally, we should try to control the process based on the product quality. So PAT not only try to control our product quality based on our process, but also it tries to predict the product quality based on some parameters in the process. Now, The question is, how can we analyze our process? Well, we usually do that using sampling, and we have four different kinds of sampling. The first one is offline sampling. In offline sampling, we just take some samples, bring them to the lab, and then do some experiments to gather different information about our process. But it has two main problems. First, it increases the chance of contamination in our bioprocess. And second, it takes lots of time, maybe several days. So there is a kind of long delay between our process assessment and what we can do for our product to improve its quality. So we shift to at-line sampling. In at-line sampling, we take some samples in process stream and then try to do experiments in a short time rather than offline sampling. But the challenge is still remain. That is, it increases the chance of contamination in our bioprocess. So we shift to online sampling. Online sampling minimizes the time needed for doing experiments, but still the dangers of contamination remains. So the best option for us is inline sampling. In inline sampling, we do sampling and experiments at the same time at the same place. So we can have a kind of continuous monitoring in our process, and based on the information we gather, we can improve and promote our product quality. So you may ask, which kind of analysis we can do for our samples? Well, based on the parameters you are interested in, we can use different PAT tools. For example, we can use physical sensors to obtain information about pH, oxygen, or carbon dioxide concentration in our cultivation. Also, we can gather useful information about chemical composition or physical and chemical characteristics of our sample using spectroscopy or chromatography techniques. For example, we can use Raman spectroscopy or NIR spectroscopy. Also, we can utilize HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography, or ion exchange chromatography to obtain useful information about our samples, and based on we can improve our product quality. Now, my project in ISU as a graduate student is to monitor cell growth during cultivation process. Currently, there are some offline sampling techniques to monitor cells during growth process. For example, we can take some samples and observe them under microscope, but we are looking for some inline techniques to monitor cells in terms of their size, their count, and their shape during the cultivation process. Hope you enjoy my presentation, and thank you.